Today is December 9th, and we are drafting the all-time great Yankees. Me versus Jake versus BBD. Let's do it. Let's talk Yanks. Talk me out to the ball game.
JOMBOY and Jake.
Take me out to
Recaps
the crowd.
galore, weekly awards, stat lines, theme, and hot takes. Get your Yankees news from these two fine dudes. It's time for Talkin' Yanks. Talkin' Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY and Jake. Talkin' Yanks with old JOMBOY. JOMBOY and Jake.
Hello and welcome to Talkin' Yanks. It's brought to you by DraftKings. My name is Jimmy. I have Jake sitting next to me, producer BBD in the corner. The three of us will be drafting our all-time Yankees teams. It's a snake draft. There's a lot of pressure here. There's some rules. There's some parameters. I'll tell you after Jake lets us know how he's been.
Jimmy, BBD, Erica in the room, everyone listening. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying yourself. I'm doing all right. I'll tell you what, 10 minutes ago, horrified for this. Gonna fall on my face, make an ass of myself. Now I'm here. I feel okay. I've still got a couple things up in the air. You know I'm a big drafter. I love a good draft, fantasy draft. That's how I spent my whole childhood. So I'm excited to do it.
Yeah. BBD, how do you feel about your draft?
Pretty good. We were going to do this maybe a few weeks ago, so I did prep for that. So the bulk of my prep was not done this morning like you guys, but I also didn't update it since then.
Okay.
So
the parameters of the draft are the player has to have played for the Yankees more than any other team they've played for.
Yeah.
That's all. And then we're drafting one of each position, a left field, center field, right field, not just outfield, specifically left field, center field, right field. DH will get in the mix. No utility player, 3 starting pitchers, and 2 relief pitchers. That's it. That's all.
Straight up.
Let's write down random numbers to figure out the order of the draft.
So just for an example for the people, David Cohn, Jim, 187 games for the Mets, 145 for the Yankees. Not eligible.
Not eligible.
He played more games for the Mets. So before you comment or say whatever you think, maybe check. Because there's a couple guys that have some more games on other teams that wouldn't.
A lot of guys.
A lot of guys.
A lot of guys. The random number I'm writing down and how we decide the draft order is we each write down a random number. And I have written down mine. Jake, have you written down yours?
I wrote it down.
I wrote 28.
I wrote 51.
I also wrote 28.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
We'll rewrite our numbers.
BBD and John have to rewrite and pick a different number.
Okay. Do you have a new number?
Can't pick 50.
Okay.
Should I change my number? My number's already out there. I feel I'm at a disadvantage now.
Yeah, you should change your number because yours was already out there, meaning you're at a disadvantage. We
Yeah,
picked
and
around you.
Well, if guess you're writing a new number, I'll write a new number again, but I wrote 52 to
right.
because
Well,
Yeah.
you got caught. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. That's
I
messed
think
up.
he's stuck with 52. now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You try to outsnake a snake.
And what do you got?
I wrote 77 for Clint
I wrote 29.
because he's on my board.
Okay. So now we're going to
What'd
go
you
to...
52.
77's the number. Holy shit.
Let's go.
So now Jake gets to choose. Do you want the first pick?
Interesting.
Do you want the second pick? Or do you want the third, which would be the wraparound, meaning you get 2 of the first 4?
That is interesting. All-time Yankees draft. There's a couple big players here. A couple all-time guys. I didn't plan on getting...
You didn't plan on winning the Snake draft?
No, I assumed I would lose. That's how I live my life. I'm going to go with the first pick.
Okay. BBD, do you want the wraparound or do you want the 2 pick?
With a draft this high stakes, I can't be in the middle bouncing back and forth, so I will take the third.
So I'm getting the pinball. I'm getting ping-ponged. I will be choosing to draft second. Are you guys ready? Are you Roman ready? Because you need to be. You need to go to GetRoman.com/Yanks now to speak to a U.S. licensed healthcare professional about erectile dysfunction and get $15 off your first month of treatment, Jake. When the moment for intimacy arrives, you need to be ready. Whether you've been in a relationship for years or you're just newly engaged, you need to have the confidence that comes from preparation. It means you're free to enjoy the moment when the moment comes. Okay? So just, ED's common, Jake.
How common? Is
52%.
It like 52% of all men from ages 40 to 70?
40 and 70 will experience some form of ED. What happens when you're older than 70? They just go shrug?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of that's on you.
Yeah.
You're fighting father time at
You've
this
aged
point.
out of us caring. I don't know if that's what the doctor
No,
said.
that's
I think
not what it
just
is.
the percentage changes.
Good call. Go to GetRoman.com/Yanks, and if you're prescribed, you get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Make sure you're ready to have the confidence and control this fall. Roman, ready. All right, Jake.
Help get a boner when you want a boner.
There's a minute on the clock for each pick because we got to keep this train moving. How do we want to do that?
I mean, I can time. I feel good on timer.
But do we need it kind of like public facing?
That's a lot. That's a lot to do the picks.
Yeah, it's
and
a lot.
the
I
timer.
don't want
So
Eric.
I can flash it.
It's a lot to
Flash
have
it.
not figured out.
There'll be a 22-second warning.
Flash it when you're on.
Okay.
You
I
got
know.
to turn it around or something.
Okay, I got it. First time using one of these.
But just do like stopwatch, and then every time a minute clicks.
A minute. But sometimes a pick will be in before then. I want to get it in before a
Oh,
minute.
wow.
You don't
Okay.
need a minute. I don't need a minute.
Wow. Okay.
Can we I got the 77.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And it's all because BBD made you
Yeah.
change it. He tried to snake you.
So in a way, I kind of got
You can't
the
snake a
77.
snake.
We're a team. Remember that.
I'm so interested to see what you do with the first pick because I had such a...
So
I found myself in such a this is the only option.
timer starts. I didn't plan on getting the first pick. I already discussed that with the people. At the end of the day, it is the New York Yankees, and it's George Herman. He's the babe, Colossus Clout, all that. Here's my question to you guys. Pick was in, 12 seconds in, whatever.
So is BBD on the clock?
Well, I have one
so
question.
you have the second pick.
I have one question, and you have the second pick.
Good. Good. Everyone's smart.
Babe Ruth played like almost close to an equal amount of games in left and right field. Do I have to make a choice on that? Is Babe locked into a
think you
spot?
can
I have
slide
him
him later,
right field.
but-
I mean, I was just surprised how many games he played at left field. Like, I thought it was going to be a hokey
I think
thing.
you have to declare it now because it will change other people's drafts if you slide later.
Well, I
But
think
to be fair, in other drafts we've done like this, that we've allowed late slides. We haven't done one on Talkin Yanks.
here's what I'll say then. I'm putting Babe Ruth in left field.
Wait, hold up. Yeah. I need a timeout.
1,000 games in left field.
How many games in right?
1,100. It's like equal, dude. So I know you have that in your head. Babe Ruth played a lot of left field.
You just won the draft.
Thank you.
If you put Babe in left, you won the draft.
I told you guys 10 minutes ago, nervous, on fire. Babe Ruth. I was shocked by the games.
Yeah, I kind of am too.
Yeah.
That's
a nuke.
That's such a nuke.
I just nuked the draft.
Yeah. Damn.
Welcome.
How much time is up for me?
Your time. So we ran a little long because we had to figure out some positional stuff.
I mean,
Your time
also,
starts
like
now.
discussions are part of.
I'm taking A-Rod, third base.
Great pick. 5 seconds. Had you on the timer there. Good pick.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Alex Rodriguez.
Alex, yes.
Okay.
Not our friend.
Good pick. Yeah. Aldi. BBD, your time starts now.
Okay.
Back-to-back
And you have the back-to-back,
picks
so
here.
you can yuck
in
for 2
theory,
minutes
I
if
can
you
yuck
want.
for 2 and throw them at you back-to-back, but with the first round, I'm pretty comfortable going this way. First, the position that I think has the biggest drop-off and the guy we watched the most, I'll take Derek Jeter.
Oh, okay.
I had that as second biggest drop-off.
Okay. Good pick.
I circled
Familiar
him.
with
I wanted
him.
to X him. Good pick.
Thank you.
I did lap your timer. The pick is on the board. I'm a time.
Yeah, be tight with that time.
You've got 55 seconds. You're doing great.
That's great. And on my wraparound, I think I'll take the first. This sets up my team for the most success. I'll take Mariano Rivera.
Okay. Good ball player. Good ball player. Consensus kind of guy.
Yeah.
Some would argue I should have flipped those, I guess.
Why would you should have flipped him?
I don't know. Just Rivera is better at his position. Whatever.
I think you did good. I like both those guys a lot. Jim,
As
you're up.
people?
10 seconds in.
Oh, shit. Let's see. I might have to change my strategy.
We'll do like
here.
a halftime at the 7th round to like
Regroup.
4th round. There's a break after the 4th round.
after the 4th round. Huge.
I'm going to take, as my first baseman, I'm going to take Lou Gehrig.
It's a great pick.
Great pick.
Good
He's-
ball player.
Yep. Yeah. Real good at baseball.
Actually, kids, they should go look at his numbers
Yes.
because they're like, whoa. Like he's the best first baseman ever.
One of, yeah.
You're a big Pujols guy. I've got back-to-back picks here.
I don't think Gehrig and A-Rod would have got along, but they're teammates.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll work together on it. Okay. What I am going to do here is, Jim, I think you alluded to it. There's one position that gets thin quick, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going Nettles at third.
Yeah.
I'm going Nettles at third. Some of his stats, look them up, kids. These kids need to
Better
look
than
these
I
guys
thought.
up.
Better than I thought.
I saw somewhere, don't know if it's right,
Did you lap your timer?
that he has the most home runs by an AL third baseman. Don't know if it's true, but a website said that, and then you start doing the turkey math. A lot of the guys are NL. I don't know. So
Would
that
have won
could be
some
true.
gold gloves if they didn't just vote for Brooks Robinson every year, no matter what.
They're feeling, and he has some in his heart. And then I think where I'm going to go, because I still got a lot of stuff I like on my board here. Give me the chairman of the board. Give me Whitey Ford.
Good pick.
Good pick.
Give me Whitey Ford. Thank you.
First starting pitcher to go.
Like that.
I like that.
I like that. Feeling good, feeling great. Jimmy, you are
I'm in
up,
the
and
prime
you
of my
only
life.
have 52 seconds left.
That's easy. I am going to take the shallow pool. I'm going to take Rizzuto.
Okay.
Third base and shortstop, incredibly shallow for the history of the Yankees. I was shocked by it. Like BBD at third base, I'm excited to see who you choose. Make it your last pick of the draft.
Yeah,
because
it will be my last pick.
There's like
spoilers.
no options.
Yeah.
There's no obvious choice.
My strategy was don't get the third pick for third base or shortstop. That was like the one thing I came away with. So I'm going to take Rizzuto. He's at short for me. And my infield is funky. A-Rod, Rizzuto, Gehrig. They don't get along at all.
Nobody likes anybody.
I don't think anyone in that group likes anyone.
They're all
else.
speaking like a different culture.
But they kind of respect that. Your time is up, BBD. You're up. Sorry.
Okay.
Between the lines, they dynamite.
Okay. Stinking pensive.
I'm going to go into the outfield. The Yankees have maybe positional value. There's a discussion to be had about who you should go with here, but the Yankees have a rich history in center field. I think I'll go with Mickey Mantle. He will be my center field.
That's an interesting play to go
a good
center
pick.
right there.
All time.
What's my timer looking like?
0,
It
probably?
was 33 seconds, and I lapped you just because I'm running hot.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
that's
So
your
you've got
job.
a little bit of buffer. You've got a little bit of buffer.
I'm going to slide him to right field. I didn't finish that pick.
So that's where we might need a full timeout.
You guys.
Mickey Mantle's a center fielder. Like I don't
Fine.
think
Then
you
he's
can
center
move,
field.
like I don't think you can move a center fielder to play one of the outfield positions for this exercise.
Played
Where
a lot
were
of
you?
right field when he first came up. Played a lot.
Check the stats. Don't make me check these stats.
I'm gonna
out.
check-
He came up and
if
Joe
I check-
DiMaggio was still playing.
If I check
He
the
played right
stats, what
field.
are they about to tell me?
He
I'm
played
loo-
more center
I'm loo-
field than the other
I'm
positions.
looking at
without a
him.
doubt.
1,742 games at center. Where you want to move him, right or left?
He said right.
It would be
147 games in.
I think that first year he overlapped and he played them all that one year. Does that?
I think he's your center.
He's my center field,
I think
which
he's
I am
center field.
fine with.
I think he's center field. Do you understand why?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but Jimmy said, "Wow, interesting place to put him," and then I was like, "Oh fuck," and then yeah.
Well,
He's playing head games.
No, I think the center field is like the most juiced spot.
Well,
Yeah, but I
he gets
wanted some
Mickey.
juice.
He gets the Mick. Some people compared him to Mike Trout back in the day. I've reset your time.
Why?
It's a conversation.
Okay.
We were very involved.
And now I'm gonna grab another arm. Talk about how good you're good. Ron Guidry's good was just as good as just about anybody's good.
Please
Career
ain't lying.
Yankee. Did some coaching.
Lions ain't lying.
Had among the very best single pitching seasons ever.
Easy and lighting. I like that pick.
And you need an arm.
Timer just went.
Speaking of arms, I'm the only one without a starting pitcher. I need to draft one of the top quality because it's very shallow. CC Sabathia is on my team.
I like that.
A lot of strikeouts, a lefty. I don't know if you remember CC's like 2009 through 2012 years, but they were as ace gets. Won the World Series. And then, rejuvenated himself, and we all love CC Sabathia. Now he's ripped, and he's
Did
awesome.
some compiling.
He's
Like
my
that.
left-handed starting pitcher.
There's not rules about lefty righties.
Good pitcher.
Yeah, but you need him.
But
Happy to
all
have
three
him.
starters that have gone are lefty.
Good pitcher.
Yeah,
Lefties
he's-
in the
there's
stadium.
not a lot of lefty pitchers.
Lefties in the
Never been
stadium.
more jealous that you guys get two every time you pick.
Okay. I get
Reset
two
the
every
clock.
time I pick. I did. Gave myself an extra second there. So this is where my board, man. I got to tell you what. Here is what I'm gonna do. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know who I was gonna get at this position, but I think it's now the move, and I know it's gonna hurt Jimmy's soul a little more than I love with it. But I'm gonna take Yogi.
That's fine.
We think of Yogi as a party favor. All these one-liners. Go look at the numbers. It's insane. It is insane what Yogesh did as a baseball player. And then from there, you know how much I like this guy. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take. I loved Red Ruffing. I mean, when he was on, it was just a different feel in the stadium on that day. So,
Roughing. What years did he play in
were we
again?
supposed to stop? We're into the 5th round.
We're into the 5th round?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. This round, people don't even know, has been brought to them by Dugout Mugs this whole time.
Wow.
Yeah. They make the very best gifts for every baseball fan. If you've been listening to us for a little while, you probably know that you probably have a Dugout Mug, it says,
Yeah.
because almost every baseball fan has one now. Look at that. Look at Jake's Dugout Mug. If you don't have one yet, they have an awesome collection of products from wooden and metal bats, wine glasses, bottle openers, shot glasses, all made from baseball bats. The perfect gift for the holidays. One of my favorite Dugout Mugs products, the metal mug, which I just said before I read, the only metal mat mug on the market. They're giving our fans the best deal on the internet, even though they're almost sold out of their inventory for Christmas. They have over 18,000 5-star reviews, so this gift is no doubter for every baseball fan in your life. Use code JOMBOY at dugoutmugs.com to get 30% off site-wide before they sell out. Code JOMBOY at dugoutmugs.com. 30% off site-wide. Okay. When did Red Ruffing play again?
Oh, my God. The 20s were roaring.
He was a Red Sox during the 20s.
Right, but then.
Yeah, he was a Depression-era pitcher.
Sure was.
Yeah. Led the league in wins in 1938. Hall of Famer, so that's good.
Is that good?
Yeah.
That's the goal for a lot of these guys.
Red Ruffing, huh?
Red Ruffing, man. Ooh.
Ooh, that smell.
And he threw right-handed.
Yeah. Well, obviously all those R's.
Red Ruffing righty.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what's your pick?
Your
Andy
timer
Pettit.
considered him.
If you didn't take him here, he was in my.
He was gone soon, yeah. I mean, everyone needs starters right now. And he's a lefty, and I love him. And I will get the recency bias with CC and Pettit because all the good pitchers that aren't those guys are Red Ruffing and other names like that.
BBD Europe. We like Andy Pettit.
I love Andy Pettit.
Moms love him.
I've been thinking about calling him AP.
So,
Yep.
rounding out some infield stuff besides third base, which we've established, I can save because there's not people left. I will take Don Mattingly, and I will take Robinson Cano.
Okay. The back-to-back infield picks by BBD. Like those. Like those for you.
Robinson Cano, you look at the baseball reference page, nobody comes close. It's another position that it drops off pretty quick. It's a clear tier.
Cano is good. BBD, people would watch your Yankees and they'd say, man, the right side of that infield. If you like lefty swings, watch Mattingly and Cano do it. John, you are up and on.
Okay, so I'm trying to see what positions haven't been taken yet, and I kind of got to do some math here because I don't know if you guys have taken and there's like a position open for me. You know, I'm trying to put stuff
a little
together.
strategy.
Trying to get some strategy going here.
You have 40 seconds left to think about that.
So you took Yogi, right?
Yogesh.
I hate being the middle pick.
Ooh.
I tell you what, I hate being the middle pick.
20 seconds left.
I'll take Gossage.
The goose.
The goose.
Goose is loose.
Do I like the pick? No.
Wow. That's tough.
Do I need a reliever? Yes.
Yeah. And you get one there.
And I need one of the top tier, and BBD took Mo.
Mo.
If we were doing, you had to be a closer
right.
and a reliever. Mo was like 1-1 of all 1-1s in my mind. So when it switched from not a specific closer, but just two relievers.
And still only two.
Yeah.
It's good. Okay. So I'm.
Mo's still 1-1able. Let's not joke around.
That was great. Love him.
Love him.
Okay. So I have two of my starting pitching right there. I need some juice. Let's see. You know what I am going to do? I think there was another position that's kind of slim, and this guy's stats, they do it over time. I'm going with Willie Randolph at second base. Willie's like one of those. We know Willie as the coach with the Yankees, and again, moms swoon over Andy Pettit. Watch the moms when Willie Randolph comes out around spring training. It gets hot in a hurry for a reason. So I'm taking him. And then, I'm going to make myself mad here.
Willie Randolph career numbers as a Yankee. 175 batting average, 274 OBP.
That's not true.
Everything I'm saying plus 100 to it.
Okay. Well, that's where this draft does get tricky.
Yeah.
We each get to slander one pick and slice down their numbers. I'm shocked I'm doing this.
What's your timer at?
141. I am going with Joe DiMaggio in center. Obviously,
that's crazy.
Obviously, people know my dad, and they assume who I was going to take there. Joe D, 325, 398, 977. Left 3 years mid-career to go to war. Jim, back to you.
Well, what you just did is closed off two positions where now you and BBD have them.
Right.
And I don't, so...
Well, I'd be a little nervous because does the DH have to be a DH or is it anyone?
Because there's kind of not guys that are...
Thought it had to be. That's why I thought
that were like a career
Okay,
DH.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay.
With that being said, I will take Oscar Gamble.
Really?
As my DH.
You're going with the big O.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because of all my research, I couldn't even find a third. So.
Okay. So Oscar Gamble's your DH.
Yes.
That's huge.
Real good guy.
What did you like when he was playing? What did you like to see him do?
Well, what I liked mostly was he had one year with the Yankees in 76 when he was 26. And, 118 OPS plus pretty good. Comes back for 6 years later on and just goes goes to town. 150 OPS plus, a 903 OPS. 276 batting average, 385 on base percentage, 518 slugging. He DH'd. He played the corners when they needed him.
Your time is up.
Great. Got my pick, and I told you how good Oscar Gamble was.
BB double.
Well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in an interesting position here.
Two guys?
Between a couple guys, you can go a few ways. Do a quick look at one more guy. I have time on the clock, of course.
You have time. You have about 30 seconds.
About 25 now.
Real quick.
Now.
All right, I'm ready.
He's ready.
Getting my second starting pitcher. I'll take Mel Stottlemyre.
Ooh.
You might remember him as the pitching coach. Go look at that baseball reference page. A lot of years with MVP votes. A lot of very, very good years. Mel Stottlemyre.
Nice guy.
Why wasn't he on my board?
Did you know his boat was named Mo in the 9th?
Yeah, do you know he lived in the house next to where I lived?
I did.
Yeah. Led the league in complete games twice. Had a son. Looks like how you'd expect a 1960s ball player to look in his baseball reference pictures. Melvin Leon Stottlemyre.
Melvin Leon Stottlemyre.
Okay. Am I up?
Nope, I have one more selection. And with a
30
newfound
seconds.
fear of the DH position, I would like Hideki Matsui.
Not DH.
Let's look at some numbers. Time is
Well,
paused.
I mean, he
He played more left field, but it's not a big difference. He had several years of just DHing.
I think
As
I think
a
it
Yankee?
counts. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he played very little not as a Yankee.
Yeah. I mean, 493 careers as a DH, 616 in left field.
But that's his career.
Right, but I mean, he only...
after
He
the
played
Yankees-
3 years as not a Yankee. It's not a big split.
So he played 11 games at DH with the Rays. Huge. Played 110 with Oakland, 120 with LA.
120, 110, 11. That's 331.
Wrong.
231.
Yeah.
And what's his games as DH?
493.
So
Played
200.
another 60-ish games.
So
in left
200
field
as a
with
DH with the Yankees, and how many in left field? How many in the outfield? 700? It's not even close.
500 something.
Well, not a lot of guys played DH substantially in their careers.
Yeah.
If he's not eligible as a DH, nobody.
Well, if
is
he's
besides.
eligible as a DH, I'm not taking Oscar Gamble 2 rounds
That's
ago.
kind of why we're
That's
having a
why.
conversation.
That's why I needed to go get Hideki Matsui right now.
No, but I wouldn't have taken Gamble.
Okay.
I would have taken.
BBD,
That's exactly why
we're
I
gonna-
said he couldn't just put anyone in DH.
We'll have to find, because I currently don't know who's eligible for DH.
I don't think there's a player on earth who's eligible for DH
Oscar
as a
Gamble
career
DH the
Yankee.
most. There's a couple more. I
There
had
are a
my
couple-
sheet.
There are a couple
I did a lot of
guys. There's
research
a couple
on this.
articles.
I mean, if Hideki Matsui is eligible, that's fine. We're rewinding,
Right.
and I'm changing my Oscar Gamble.
But dude, you gave that whole speech about Oscar Gamble and how passionate he is.
Well, his years as a Yankee are awesome.
I mean, he played some outfield with the Yankees.
He did. I said that.
Yeah.
But he DH'd
Okay.
a lot, too.
Okay.
Well, then I'm not taking.
Might have to save your
Matsui.
DH then. Yeah. Your time is reset.
I didn't want to do the DH because I said it's hard,
Well, I wanted to use it as a util.
which
okay.
I didn't.
Get-
I
It's
didn't
okay.
like that either.
We got to a landing area. Take Oscar Gamble. Strike that, reverse it.
Brett Gardner's compiled a lot of numbers. Left field's shallow.
Is that the pick? Brett Gardner?
Brett Gardner.
Okay. Like Brett Gardner.
Left field's a shallow.
Good ball player.
Compiled a lot of numbers.
Out of war. Out of war.
At the end of this, we're adding up WAR.
War. Jim?
Why didn't you take Hideki Matsui?
Rather have Guardian left.
Gardner played more years.
I'll take Matsui and left.
Okay.
I didn't know that's how that was going to swing. I
Well,
thought you were just going to put him in left.
defense first stick. You know,
I'll take Matsui over Gardner.
you just.
You just did.
No, you
You
took
didn't have the
Gardner. I
option.
didn't have the option.
But it sounds like you would have. We're inferring that from your statement.
Actually,
Okay. Is the pick in? Because it seemed like the pick
I
was in.
really wanted you guys to lock me into a different pick here.
I don't know what that means. Yeah. Are you done picking?
Can I reverse it? It's not locked?
BBD, thoughts?
I mean, I wrote it down on my paper.
I think it's done.
It's locked?
It's locked.
That sucks.
You kind of got in the whole Gardner Matsui. People will talk about the Gardner Matsui round for a while.
Jake's going to get the best left fielder, and he's going to draft third.
I already have a left fielder.
Oh, yeah, you moved Ruth there.
I already won.
That was a crazy good move by you.
I
We
know.
all have left fielders?
We all have left
So
fielder.
this is the Charlie Keller gets slighted draft.
Well, I was thinking about putting him at DH, but
410
it didn't exist at the
OBP.
time. He's a stud.
Like
Love
his,
Charlie
Keller. I don't know why he's not a name Yankee fans know casually.
He was overshadowed by a lot of those other
His
hitters on the
numbers
team.
are amazing.
I read some articles this morning.
410 career on base percentage.
410 career on base percentage. That's cool. I'm out here cooling, being cool. Man, nobody's taking a right fielder, huh? You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'm gonna throw a nuke in this fucking draft because it's already getting out of hand. I think I'm gonna take my last starting pitcher.
Ooh, nervous.
I'm taking El Duque.
Damn it, fuck. Yeah, great pick, dude. Great pick. I really wanted him.
Orlando El Duque.
I knew he was going to be a third-round starting pitcher grab,
Yeah.
and I really, really wanted him.
For me, he just pairs so well with Whitey and Red Ruffing. Like, it's just different looks on different days. Those guys are nasty.
That's a great pick. I really wanted him.
I'm sorry. And then I think what I'll do here is in right field, I will take Aaron Judge.
Is that allowed? Because we don't know how his career is going to play out.
I mean, up until this point of his career.
Okay, I didn't know if active players were allowed or not.
Well, I think it's fine, but in previous iterations, after we had a games count which isn't a rule.
Well, that's where like Stanton, I thought about him for the DH, but he hasn't played enough games for the Yankees to qualify.
Yeah.
He
Judge
still
is a
played
career
more
Yankee.
games as a Marlin.
Yeah.
Well, I'll allow it. I didn't know if it was allowed. It doesn't feel the same. Like, I think
No,
if
it's on
he's the
Yankees
only
team.
active, you might be like, one of these things is not like the other situation, but it's all right.
Take another active Yankee.
Am I up?
Brett Gardner. What?
He's not a Yankee.
He's coming back, and you know that.
No one knows. I'm going to take, let's see, I need center field, but you guys took that. I need second base, but you guys took that. I need, what are some positions I'm fighting someone for?
We're almost past that
Catcher?
part of the draft.
I'll take Posada. I was very surprised to see that Posada, like, statistically is the second best catcher. Billy D is up there. But of the other guys that came to my head, I was kind of like, wait, Posada's numbers next to Yogi are similar. Yogi has, I think, 1,000 more plate appearances, but they're not that different. I was surprised.
When you say 1,000 plate appearances, that sounds like a lot, but that's like 2 full years. Like,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's close.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's closer than it sounds.
Yeah, it's
Jorge was good. The Hall of Fame ignored him pretty quickly, and I think he got hurt by like some defensive stats, but Jorge was awesome.
yeah. Higher OBP than Yogi career and higher OPS. Which I was just shocked. I didn't know it was close, but Yogi was my one on my board, but I was surprised that Posada was kind of, when I was looking at, a clear-cut favorite for 2. Posada.
All right, BBD. Back to back.
Back to back, making a little decision here. I think there's a quicker way to assess these numbers. I'm between 2 guys for my right fielder, and one guy kind of it looks like all the numbers are just a tick better. I'm going to take Dave Winfield to play right field.
Good ball player.
Good.
Good ball player, BBD.
I was surprised there was more Yankees than other teams. I thought maybe he stuck with the Padres longer enough for him to be ineligible.
People love Dave Winfield. Did we see him at a game? Just like in the crowd? Not like we met him.
No, we saw him not at a game, but like winter meetings or somewhere.
Okay. Were those back to back, or does BBD
I believe I have one more pick. I want to see one thing real quick. I'm gonna round out my bullpen. I'm gonna take Sparky Lyle.
Wow.
Won a Cy Young as a Yankee in the bullpen. Yep, confirmed more games as a Yankee than anyone else. 420 games as a Yankee for those keeping track at home.
If you're keeping track at home.
So Cy Young's out of the bullpen. You don't find those too often. Several All-Star seasons as a Yankee. One of the original premier relievers.
That's good. On my
Somerset
board.
Patriots.
Jimmy, your time starts now.
Okay. I need a second base, but I shouldn't take that now. I need a center field. Shouldn't take that now. I need a right field. Shouldn't take that now. Okay. So I need just a reliever or starter. I'll take Jack Cheesebro.
On my list.
Jack Cheesebro was like the best of his time. He set the record for like most pitches and innings thrown ever. In 1904, he threw 454 innings.
Is it Chess-bro or Cheese-bro?
It depends on
where you're from.
If
you're from Milwaukee,
yeah.
Cheese-bro.
Cheese-bro. I don't think it's Cheese-bro.
I think it's Chess-bro.
I think it's Chess-bro, but that's only because I just hope it's not pronounced Cheese-bro.
Hall of Famer.
Yes.
5'9", 180. He was out there.
And some of his like innings pitched numbers.
454 innings in 04.
Yeah.
He was awesome.
454 innings. And
awesome.
Can you tell everyone what his ERA was when he pitched 454 innings?
1.82.
A 1.82 ERA.
Good.
He started 51 games.
BBD.
So you guys have both finished your starting pitchers now?
Starting pitchers are filled up. Okay.
Kind of looks like DJ LeMahieu.
Love the Chesbro stuff so much I let you cut into my time.
Happy Jack.
But that's how much I love watching.
Well, we were
play.
talking.
Can't believe after the whole DH conundrum that he falls to me. I'm taking Boomer, Ron Bloomberg.
Yep. That's the other guy I have on my list. No idea where Beauty's going to take.
832 career OPS.
Yeah, good stuff.
In the 70s, I mean, reminds me of Voit, but he bats lefty.
Not on purpose.
But outside of that.
Yeah.
So what do I have left? I have first base, shortstop, and I need some relief pitching. I mean, I guess I can wait on the other two positions, so I should take a reliever.
Did you go, Ron
Bloomberg. It looks like Blomberg.
Yeah, but he was the baseball's first designated hitter?
I mean, that's why I'm winning over some of those votes,
After he overcame anti-Semitism in his hometown?
What was that last part?
After he overcame anti-Semitism in his hometown.
Yeah.
Is the next line in his bio.
Yeah.
221 games as an outfielder, 180 games as a DH.
I just need to see, was Sparky Lyle's majority of his time at...
I think BBD just vetoed your pick.
Well, that's kind of the whole thing. It's
the conversation. He's a good-looking guy. He's actually Giambi, which is also an extension of White. So we're saying Sparky's out?
Sparky's allowed.
Sparky
It's also
Lyle?
my pick.
You took Sparky Lyle.
I took Sparky Lyle.
Okay.
You took Ron Blomberg, which I think is a legal pick.
He's saying Blomberg's not allowed.
I think it should be allowed. I think we've talked about it, DH should be allowed. But
Why are you blocking Blomberg?
I'm not blocking Blomberg. I'm saying it's not like he only played DH.
Okay. But didn't he play the majority?
He played 221 games as an outfielder and first baseman. I'm salty about the Matsui.
Sure. But he played the majority
What position
games
did Blomberg
at
play
DH?
the position the most at?
As a singular position,
DH.
DH by 40 games. 180 games there,
But
140
you don't
games
see that
at first base.
Matsui was
I
not
see he's
DH.
more clearly there, but Matsui had 2 full years of just DHing.
Get your DH. We'll work on as a team together.
But he's left. You close your eyes, think of Matsui in left field breaking his arm. All
I don't know the
sad.
World Series team he was on. After that, he's played several years where he didn't play outfield.
Let's focus more on how good Ron Bloomberg was.
Yeah.
Getting away from that. BBD took Sparky Lyle, so I can't take him,
Yeah.
which makes a ton of sense. Can I take Rigetti? Did he spend most of his years on the Yankees?
Yes. Rigetti's option.
I believe.
You putting him in your
I'll
pen?
double check the games thing.
You putting him in your pen?
I'm putting him in my pen.
You putting him in your pen?
Because I know he did start too, so I don't.
No, but majority of his time's a reliever.
As a Yankee, 522 games total. Only 76 of those are starts.
Okay, then yeah, I will take Dave Rigetti, the reliever. Some nasty stats gets overshadowed by that Mo guy, and I love that highlight where he threw the ball.
Yeah.
He was just so pissed off. So, got my guy. Back to Jimmy.
So this is my last pick. I'm like competing for all the rest I have. You guys both
have your
have
whole
taken that
pitching
position.
staff?
Yeah. I got Chespro, Pettit, and Cece.
Well, relievers.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
There's Gossage, and then one more reliever, and it might like come as a surprise to some Yankee fans, and maybe they won't like it. But I'm going to take a guy who had a career 2.36 ERA in the Yankees' pen over the course of 8 years. Dellin Betances.
He was on my board.
Like a 4-time All-Star.
He was on my board.
When you look at the body of work,
He's good.
I mean, Dellin was nasty.
If I needed to draft a third reliever, I would have taken him.
He
I would have been between him and one other person.
yeah.
Jake still needs another reliever.
I need another reliever. That's all right.
Rigetti was your first?
Yeah.
Okay.
BBD, you get back-to-back picks.
Congrats.
I have back-to-back picks. How many rounds are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10.
We can kind of cruise.
What do you think the odds are that you win this draft, Jake? Do you think that you'd take those odds on DraftKings, the sportsbook app?
I'd be interested. I mean, George Herman Ruth is really gonna talk to people, and I got Judge there too. I think there's a chance as long as people respect Earl Edward Charles Whitey Ford.
I think Judge actually opens you up for controversy where people are like, well, you don't know yet, dude.
I mean, I'll take what Judge has done. I'll take what we've known.
Well,
ATO. So I'd bet on it at DraftKings.
you would bet on it at
Yeah.
DraftKings, and you can also bet $1 on a team to score a point in an NFL game, and then you would win $100 in free bets. That's what DraftKings is doing. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now, #1 sportsbook app. Use promo code JOMBOY. You bet $1 on any team to score and win $100 in free bets. If they score, you score with promo code JOMBOY this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 or older, New Jersey, Indiana, or PA only. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit and $1 wager required. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Good pick.
Thanks.
I think I'm also out of positions that I need to compete with anybody. So I'm going to take Thurman Munson as my catcher.
It's a good pick.
Therm the Worm.
Won an MVP.
Thurman's a
would
good
have
one.
kept being great if not for tragic things. And then I'm going to take my last starter. I think we go with Lefty Gomez. We all remember him.
Some of those great Yankee teams.
So no one took Waite Hoyt?
Not yet.
No, all the starters are gone.
It's tough.
Waite Hoyt snubbed.
There was always going to be snubs. I mean, Bill Dickey, my goodness. But that's what you get with these Yankees catchers. That's where I think people might come at you for George a little bit.
Posada's better than Munson.
I think there's a conversation there.
All his numbers are like I was surprised
Right.
at how much better they were because I've been brainwashed to think Thurman Munson was one of the best ever.
Right.
Bill Dickey, like you're saying, is actually the number 2. But I just don't have a
Munson's
relationship.
career obviously ended short.
I think by rate. I haven't looked at the comparison. I'm curious by rate how different he is.
And like the
than
MVP
Munson.
speaks, people
Munson
would flash that in a Munson versus Jorge
And
argument.
Munson has at least the defensive reputation. Again, I don't know what defensive metrics would say. He has a reputation of a good defender.
Yeah, I hear you, but I'm just saying, like, offensively, the numbers.
It's a conversation. There's no doubt about that.
Yankee cap.
But I think Bill Dick gets hurt here.
Oh, yeah.
There's 4 guys you're happy to pick.
Yeah.
And there's 3 teams.
Who I think it's back to you, Jimmer.
Yeah, Posada has him in, like, slugging, which I didn't, like, OPS. Kind of.
A little bit of a different game.
Also
going
played
back.
in an era that glorified the batting average. Which
292. Posada was 273. He wasn't,
Posada was
like,
nasty.
bad. And
I love
Posada
that.
had a 374 OBP.
I think the
surprised.
defensive stuff is where I think I still would have taken Munson over him if I was picking between the two. But I love Jorge.
A lot of people probably were. I would have if I didn't go look at the numbers, and then I was like, oh, right.
His numbers are great.
What do I have?
Him and Thurman should both be in the Hall. How about that? So you have second base, center, and right.
I'll take Bernie Williams as my center fielder.
Not my kind of player, but good pick.
Center field, I know that Mantle and DiMaggio are like really Hall of Famers and top of their class, but I wrote down Mantle, DiMaggio, Bernie, and I said I'll take it. Any 3 of those, I think they look great on a team, and I think I'm happy with them. So I was going to leave center as my like last.
Yeah. I think there was an I think you came into this draft thinking Jake's going to wait for Bernie, so I'll let Mantle or DiMaggio fall to me.
No,
I think if we're being full disclosure,
no,
we all expect it.
I didn't have that thought process, but I thought you would take it. But I wasn't like waiting for you to take Bernie.
Well, if you thought I was going to take Bernie, you get the other 2.
I just like all 3.
Good ball players.
Yeah,
Good ball players. I have first base and shortstop left. These are my final picks, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Or no, I still have a reliever. It's got to come back around.
yeah.
At first base, I think I'm taking Constantino Martinez.
He was my
That's what
3.
I do here.
Yeah. Love Tino, obviously. Shortstop and bullpen. Again, you guys have taken yours. I'll go to the bullpen. I'm going to take David Robertson.
D-Rob.
Kind of the same ilk as Dellin, but, I'm going to get a little more consistency.
He was.
But Dellin's better is better, but Houdini.
I had same thing.
When I said if I had to pick a third reliever, I would have picked between Dellin and another guy, and D-Rob was the other guy.
No.
Dylan's stats are just.
But Dan's stats are crazy.
I miss Ramiro Mendoza. Maybe next time.
I was really a month ago when we came up with this idea.
Maybe we'll just do a 90s reliever draft. Ramiro Mendoza, Jeff Nelson.
I thought we were gonna end up with more. Like we thought about doing a full team. I was ready to go on relievers.
Wow.
Mm.
That would have been fun.
Well, John.
I'm going to
John
put.
Medina.
This was a tough call between 2 guys in right field, Winfield and Judge off, and Ruth was in my right field pool, but he's off, and I'm gonna go O'Neill. It's between him and Maris. Maris has 6 years. O'Neill has more. Similar numbers. O'Neill stole bases. I really like that. O'Neill was a fan favorite, and everyone hated Roger Maris in his day, unfairly, unjustly. But Maris MVP and set the record. So like it's a really I've been toggling it back and forth, but I am gonna go Paulio, and the numbers don't say it's a crazy decision. Paul O'Neill.
It's a win-win.
Good at baseball.
That's right fielder, right?
Yes.
It's funny because you watch old Paulie highlights and you kind of forget he was like how athletic he was.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't picture him.
Well, because you just remember him in 2000, like our age
Yeah.
at least, remembers him in 2000 with the busted knee and like hobbling a little bit. Not hobbling, but
No hobbling. BBD. These are your final 2 picks, yes. Third
Those are
base,
my
which
final
we knew
two
was going to be
picks.
interesting, and DH, which we might have to help you out with because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing a little research on there now. I know who my first baseman will be, but the clock. Trying to maximize some time a little bit. God damn it. Well, third baseman's Clete Boyer. He had a couple. His defense really, really stood out. I think that helps his WAR numbers tremendously.
Sure
He was known
does.
for elite defense. He had a couple years with a little above average hitting. So he will be my third baseman.
Clete. CLETE.
He was my number 3 on the board coming in. I knew he was going to be the third baseman I take if I didn't get those other two. That said, I would have rather had one of the other two. Because they're the clear 1 and 2.
They're good.
You don't want to go with Gil?
I'm all set on Gil.
It's all set on Gil.
These numbers are better.
Who can we take as a DH for BBD?
It's tough, man. Giambi just scrapes off the list.
Well, he's not on the Yankees eligible.
That's
Yeah.
the list I was talking about. I don't even know the other one. Probably not there either.
Where did Gittins play this year? Rob Brantley DH'd a little this year.
Did you guys see all Brian Hoke's articles?
I did.
It's kind of funny.
I did. Gittins never DH'd.
Damn.
Mike Ford?
Not sure how many DH days he got.
Mike Ford get. So this is tricky, and just a reminder for everyone while we kind of try to team research this. They had to play the majority of their career for the Yankees, and then they had to play a similar amount of games at DH and wherever else they played. So in the DH timeline, and the DH position wasn't always viewed as the DH position. It's a tough spot. Because I'm thinking of all those guys that came through like the Hafners, but they had careers earlier in life.
Hafner, Banya's had a nice couple of years.
Love Abanez.
There's guys that I found that I think that DH wise were there, but not enough time as a Yankee.
I mean, Jim, I don't know where you're at because I know how much you wanted Oscar Gamble and you got your guy. I'm willing to negotiate a little bit here at DH, kind of because we have to a little, because I don't even know the options. If you have options, like now's the time to pitch them.
No, I had it as a 2-person position,
Okay.
which is why I took Oscar Gamble, and
Right.
whatever round I took Oscar Gamble.
Yeah, because there's also, again, when we first made rules, we said like 900 games as a Yankee to feel right. Blomberg played 400 games in his career.
We did change that rule.
That rule
though.
got changed.
We changed the rule, but
I'm willing to
prepared for
put
draft a long time.
like a fun Yankee name in here of someone who was kind of good, or a Hafner type. I don't know. Like the 2 names that are in my head right now are Nick Johnson and Travis Hafner.
Nick Johnson.
Nick
So
Johnson
I tried
was
to
good.
look up by rate. His rate stats are nice. I have
He played more with the Nats.
played
but
more with the Nats, and it wasn't as close as I thought it was. He did his injury time with the Yankees. The other guy who's kind of close, let me double check some numbers if we want a fun, kind of old-timey pick.
Do you think we could give this algorithm to Katie Sharp or James Smythe and they could like whip it up?
Like played most games as a Yankee and
Yeah.
most games at DH.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yes. I don't. When you say whip it up, what do you mean?
Have it to us in 5 hours or more.
Yes.
The other one that's close, and I think you guys are going to just have to let me do it.
Okay.
I don't think you'll be upset. Danny Tartable,
Oh.
5 years as a Royal, 4 years as a Yankee. He DH'd, I think, more than he did anything else as a Yankee. 1 year where he played a lot of right field. 2 years where he played a lot of right field.
His agent is listed as ? Snyder. His agent.
I mean, I like the Tartable pick, but do we want to? in 5 hours, see if
I'll allow it, but yeah, maybe we like look for a full list from like a professional researcher, and then you could audible from there.
we'll see if we get a list. Otherwise, I think Danny Tartable's a fine pick. Hit really well with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Messaging Katie Sherm,
Smythe,
James Smythe,
Katie Smythe,
Katie Smythe.
combined them.
I believe you are up.
Your final pick.
What positions do I need?
It looks like second base.
Oh, Lazzari, obviously.
Yeah. Tony
Lazzari, Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
5-time World Series champ.
Mm.
All of 5'11", 170, MVP votes in 5 different seasons. Led the league in strikeouts his rookie year.
Mm.
Career 846 OPS, 380 on base percentage.
Hell of a ball player.
Could turn it, too. Oh, push him up, pony.
Great pick.
Thank you.
With my final pick in the draft, I need my shortstop. I'm a gamer guy. You know, give me a gamer at shortstop, and that's what you get with Frankie Crissetti. Man.
I had him as my third shortstop.
Led the league in stolen bases.
Accidentally.
31st in the MVP votes back-to-back years.
Mistake vote.
And he got rings, and that's what I care about. So I get the Crow at shortstop.
From 32 to 48, 17-year Yankee.
That's what I'm talking about.
He's the Brett Gardner of that age.
Oh, got on base.
Has he died?
Yes.
Yes.
February 11th, 2002, RIP.
2002, and it was 91.
And here we are, 2021.
I thought him and Brett should get together or something.
So that's it.
That's the draft.
Wow.
Let's see. I'm looking at my team now. Do I like it? My outfield is weak. I think I had to get one of the all-time greats. I got Matsui, Bernie, Paul. I think I could go with
They all
two
belong
of those.
on the team, but
yeah, but
you'd liked one carrying.
I think no one's carrying the outfield right now, so I think as a unit, A-Rod's hated by so many people, but honestly, the third base stat was shocking.
A-Rod had to go early.
Yeah.
2 MVPs with the Yanks.
I like A-Rod and Gehrig, though, because I might have 2 of the best going.
They're good.
Righty-lefty combo.
BBD, what do you like about your team?
I'm really happy with my pitching, particularly my bullpen. I got debatably 2 of the top 3 relievers you could get.
Mo and 2?
Sparky Lyle. Won a Cy Young as a reliever with the Yankees, several All-Star
Strong.
appearances. I like my infield a lot, despite Clete Boyer. The other 3 are very strong.
It's a strong team. It's a strong team.
Yankees are a strong franchise.
Clearly outfield focused with Babe and Joe.
Yeah. You got a lot of names there.
Modern Aaron Judge. He's healthy.
Your infield kind of stinks, Jake.
Infield's a little light, I won't lie, but it's anchored by Yogi.
I don't consider them infield, but yes.
So that's Yogi anchors that unit, and it's kind of the outfield does their thing, and
your
the
infield's
infield
like my
fills in
outfield.
around it. Yeah, a little bit. Like, Tino's still gonna mash. Willie Randolph might be at the top of the lineup. Nettles at third.
I don't know if Nettles and Crissetti are like getting along on the left side.
You don't think so?
Nettles was,
Crissetti gets along.
Teammates loved Nettles.
Crissetti gets along with Nettles.
Yeah, Nettles.
That's what people say.
He's
Crissetti gets along with Nettles.
He's tough. Want to know what I got going on my team?
And Whitey Ford. People
Goose Gossage and Jack Chesbro,
formerly Cheesebro,
are fighting in the most loving way all the time. Those two go to the bar together, and nobody wants to go with them.
They got your manager fired multiple times.
Multiple times. Yeah. Yes.
You taking me out? Why aren't you going to me? Everyone's very New York.
Obviously.
All right.
I don't know about that Tartable pick.
DH became tough. I too thought it was going to be a floating DH coming in, but we played by the rules.
It's a tough position.
It's a tough position. Oscar Gamble. Like, Erica has the board in front of us, and she labeled the DHs hitting and throwing switch positions. What they throw with and what they hit with.
Need to know.
Yeah. That's huge.
All right. We'll get a graphic out. Let us know what you guys think. It was a hard exercise because especially pitchers, man.
Yeah.
The Yankees starting pitchers that played mostly on the Yankees is super light.
Like, I thought about Severino for a second.
Yeah, I didn't even have any active players in my head. But yeah. I mean, it's Whitey Ford, it's Pettit, it's Guidry, it's CeCe. And then, like, El Duque and Chesbro were my guys.
Yeah.
Or Wade Hoyt.
Tanaka's a name I wrote down.
Tanaka would have been play.
Couple
high about that.
I won like high end year, and then you
didn't
have enough like a late elite years.
I've always been a Chesbro guy. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Formerly Cheesebro.
Who has the most Hall of Famers?
Tommy John was an option, I believe.
I don't want to do it.
Whitey, Roughing.
I don't want to do it.
Every team has a couple.
All right. We will see you guys later. And
we're
15
guys that should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And we're going to do another draft coming up because I think it's a lockout. So
it is a lockout.
If you have any ideas, I know we have one coming up. I don't want to say it because I don't like when people leak picks. But we have one coming up next week that it will be a draft with different parameters. That's going to be so incredible.
A little bit of a different twist on this.
Messy. So messy. All right. There you go. That's the all-time Yankees draft. Go tell everyone how bad they did. Appreciate you.
I hate his team.
Trying to find the outro. Can't find it. Found it. Go Yanks. Tell them, Grams.
Go Yankees.